What is good, everybody? Merkel Moment on the scene. Welcome back to Half Size Up Podcast, episode 7. As you know, we are a weekly podcast for sneaker news, UK releases, global sneaker trends, and all things in between. Today's podcast is brought to you in conjunction with the Pink Miracle Cleaner, the original shoe cleaner since 1985. With me, as always, I have my co-host Ash Bash.
Zup, zup, what's good, people?
And Dean Still.
What's going on?
And this week has been another crazy week for releases. We've seen the University Blue Air Jordan 1s, the SB Dunk High Carpet Company collab, a new Yeezy Quantum basketball release on the Confirmed app, and the all-showing, all-toe cleavage in Clot Air Max 1 for all you foot fetish lot.
Oh, boy.
Today we have Half Size Up special guest in no other than Mr. Craig Dean, aka CD Dean 84. So give it up for him, boys. Let's go.
My guy.
How you guys doing?
All good, man. All good. Thanks for coming on the podcast, bro. So much fire, so much history to discuss. So we've got a lot to cover. But first, we have FSY WTW, aka Favorite Shoe You Wore This Week. In this segment, we talk about our most favorite shoe that we've worn this week. And today we've got Dean Still to get the ball rolling. So D, what was yours this week, man?
Yeah, so this week I think I'm gonna give it to the Jordan 4 Thunder. I didn't get them that long ago, actually. Like maybe just over a year. I was actually speaking to Craig at the time when I was gonna buy them. Got them for a good price, and I wore them a lot when I first got them. But after that, kind of put them away. Forgot I had them for a bit. So yeah, got them back in the rotation this week, and yeah, they're nice, man. They're nice. They are a bit. I still think they're a little bit loud, and unfortunately, the yellow paint cracks like a bitch straight away, man. Like
One of those ones as well, yeah. Hate that.
It's bad. It's probably maybe the worst one I've had. It's because the yellow is so noticeable, isn't it? So like,
okay.
it goes
My fire
right.
reds and the black cements, they're toast for me.
Yeah, man. I've heard the newer pairs, the paint coat is a lot thicker, isn't it? So yeah. But what about you, Ash?
Funny enough, today I rocked my Sakai Vapor Waffles, the black and white pair. First time actually getting them out of the house, so it was nice to rock those. Very nice shoe. I didn't realize how much height it adds. So like I was standing next to Kane, I was like, I'm actually taller. I might have hit the 6 foot mark here. So it's a good shoe. And that's my wear today. One of my favorites. As I said, I can't remember my list for best shoe of last year. Was that my number one? My brain has gone dead. I think it was my number one shoe. So nice to actually finally wear it out and stuff. What about you, Mo? What was your favorite wear?
So this week I'm always generic, aren't I, lads? This week I wore the Mocha Air Jordan 1. I actually did a little quick lace swap, moved it over to the cell laces, removed the black laces that I had in them. And actually, I thought they banged, man. I thought I never really go with the cell laces. So I just thought, let me chuck them in, let me lace them up, see what it looks like. And I actually managed to get a few good fits out of them. Didn't really go anywhere, to be honest. Literally just went to Blue Water. So yeah, just the mockers this week. Craig, what did you wear this week, man?
Well, this week I haven't really done much, to be fair. But when I did go out, I'll usually wear the black and gold Jordan 7s from the Golden Moments pack.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's one that I usually just walk about in. I leave those by the door. And the other pair of the metallic 5s, the 2016 version. Yeah, so those are the two that I usually leave by the door, really. And if I need to go out quickly, I'll just kind of chuck those on with a little black tracksuit or something, and then literally just have a walk around and do a little bit of exercise during the lockdown.
Nice to hear Jordan 7 mentioned for once.
This how you know like how serious Craig is, isn't it? Like he's just like, oh yeah, I've got those Jordan 7s and Jordan 5s just chilling by the door. Like other people got them on the mantelpiece and shit. But
yeah, I do try and wear a lot of my pairs. It drives my wife mad, as you lot know, for me having like loads of pairs literally just sitting there. So I kind of in January I said to her, oh well, I wanted to actually try and un-DS a pair every single time I've gone out, but
damn,
obviously when March hit, then we yeah, we was on lockdown for over a year, so I haven't had a chance to take out many pairs. But yeah, those are the ones recently.
What about the Ultra 97s though, man? The ones that stay in your boot.
Oh, those are the ones that I usually wear to work, and because I haven't been working, I don't wear them much anymore. They're just sitting there.
Craig loves his 97 Ultras, man.
Yeah, that's what we grew up starting to collect in it, really, the Air Maxes and stuff. So yeah, that's me and Jigga Jace's era, you know.
Yeah, shout out Jigga, man. Wicked. So moving on, lads. Up next, we have. This is the part of the podcast where we get to know our feature a little bit more. And because we have Craig on the show, we want the listeners to know a little bit more about him. So let's ask the man himself. So Craig, obviously, your guy's just been collecting from probably way before all three of us, to be honest. History, like me and Craig went to like St. Francis, which was like our primary school, secondary school even.
Yeah.
So he's always been the guy who had the sneakers. His dad would normally have like all the dopest sneakers, including the Rodmans, which are my grail.
No way.
His dad had them. So Craig would just come to basketball practice and just be in like the 11s, the breads, the taxis. We'd just be like, nah, every week this guy.
What's going on?
This guy would be like, oh man, okay, fair enough. Like, he's the only child, like.
Yeah, literally just spoiled, like rotten. But yeah, it was a case that my dad did love a lot of trainers. Like even looking back at a lot of the old pictures, he used to play tennis quite a lot. So he used to have a lot of the challenge stuff like Agassi used to wear and stuff like that. So even when those tried to like come back, really, he did want a pair, but yeah, I wasn't really able to get him some. So now I kind of repay the favor. If I get doubles of anything and he wants it, I kind of give it to him. So his collection at the moment is kind of started maybe about 2014 up till now. So he's got Space Jams, he's got like Bread 4s, he's got loads of pairs, that people just kind of just sleep on. But I think the Worms that he bought years ago, those are still somewhere, but I think the soles are completely crumbled now.
Yeah, they would though, wouldn't they? They're what, 90? Is it 99?
I think they're 99 or 97. I can't off the top of my head.
Would you say that your dad was more like the reason as to why you got into sneakers in the first place?
Well, I think it was more to do with basketball from a standpoint of me personally getting into it, and in terms of what I like and what I started to look at in terms of footwear. But in terms of me growing up, it was definitely my dad that picked like a lot of the trainers and gave them to me. Like I think my first pair when I was about 7 years old or like 6 were like the Aqua 8s. So that those kind of pairs were...
What's going on right now?
Yeah, those are the pairs that, they're kind of... My dad used to buy those kind of pairs for me. But originally we grew up on like Oi Lily and Naf Naf and all those kind of brands. And eventually moved on to like Reebok, Ice and stuff like that. So it's always been something that my dad, more than my mum, have always wanted to kind of showcase through me, really.
No, do you know what, lads? Legit, yeah. So me and Craig would have basketball practice every Saturday. It was like, I think it was 9 a.m. Atherton Leisure Centre, Stratford. And it'd be like, I'd come in with my like regular pair of Nikes that I would wear every week. This guy would come with the Taxi 12s. It'd come with like the Concords. This guy came with the Gary Paytons, the Penny Hardaways, and would just be like, me and my boys would like, or me and the lads like the team would just be like, man, he's got a new pair every week, man.
So Mo, do you reckon like would you have been as into shoes if Craig wasn't so like influential there for you?
I mean,
seeing them up close, I mean, like, because like a lot of people, like, if you see him on TV and stuff like that, but when you see him in person, like, especially like when you're that young, like, it hits hard, innit? And
it does, and for me, it was 100% the situation where like your mom and dad just couldn't afford them. Like my parents couldn't afford them.
I wouldn't even consider asking that sort of stuff. I'll just take what I can.
My dad had shoes that had a Velcro strap, so I knew I was never going to even get close to that.
But
different kind of drip.
I think what's kind of strange in terms of like, just from a standpoint of looking at trainers as a child, for me, the thought of even buying a pair of trainers that Michael Jordan wears on the court, it wasn't something that I could really fathom. So when I did actually get the Taxi 12s, I think my mum would probably be able to tell you it's not a bit better, but my face it just lit up like a kid at Christmas, really. And it was one of those pairs that I never thought I could actually have in a collection to kind of wear. Yeah, so it was one of the ones that were always in my room. I was always with them. I always either had them on or like I must have had them by my bed, like just to make sure they didn't get stolen.
That's crazy.
Do you know what, lads? Like, Craig was one of the kids who was like, he proper wanted to emulate Jordan. Like, he's more of a fan of Jordan than like, all three of us put together. So Craig would like try and copy all the moves. His style was like Jordan's. He's like, the way he'd wear like his shorts was like Jordan. Craig was literally that. He was that guy who literally, you know, he was like the Kobe. He was like, he wanted to emulate Jordan, like exactly how he was. That's how you know.
That didn't always work out in my favor. Even if I tried to move during a game, I'll get subbed and everyone would just be laughing at me.
What age was this, Craig?
Wow. So I can't even think off the top of my head when we started playing Morris, but I've got...
Nah, Craig, it must have been about 8 or 9.
Yeah, it must have been about 8 or 9 that we started. So we we used to go to the Converse 3-on-3s that they used to do tournaments.
Was that the street ball thing?
Yeah, so those were the street ball.
Used to do that. Yeah,
those were the street ball competitions. So some of them, like, it went on to like the Sunny D 3-on-3s, and then when we was older, it went to like the Adidas Rough and Ready tours and the different night tours. So yeah, me and Morris used to travel quite a lot with our team to play basketball, literally in different parts of London. We went to the Denmark, is it, or Germany, or
played in Denmark, Scotland. We played in quite a few different countries. It was mad.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We were like touring, man. It was nuts.
I feel like I messed up, man, because my whole childhood was like all football. Like basketball wasn't. There was nowhere to play basketball. Like I had a basketball net in my garden at one point, and in secondary school there was a court. But even then, our team, we had like 2 games. The whole time I was at school, we had 2 games. One was against the year 9 girls, and one was against some other school. That's all we ever did. No one was that into it. It was all football. So the whole basketball thing was just watching it on TV. I never got that experience that you guys got.
It's all about where you are, because I'm the same, Ash. Like where I grew up, and there weren't a lot of courts and there weren't a lot of things like that, but we used to just play football all the time. And I used to play football for like primary school team and then a bit in the high school as well.
And there's no swag to that, is there? Like,
and then I started playing basketball off my own accord, as just like getting into it that way, because the team and shit like that is just, especially the lack of funding in the UK, you know. So it's great that you guys got to experience that sort of stuff. Because a lot of kids, I think it's changing a little bit now, which is a little bit better, but
massively.
You know, we want to see more of that. Because...
Do you know? I always think like our year in particular was such a unicorn, in a sense that the year above us and the year below us just did not get into basketball at all. It was just our year, and it obviously progressed into secondary school, then it progressed into like college. But it was so weird that only our year liked basketball.
Mine was the opposite. It was literally a year above mine was mad into basketball. They was winning all the tournaments. That's the only team that the PE teacher cared about. Whereas our year, it was just like 5 people turning up to training, and that's it for basketball. It was all football.
No, we used to play, obviously for me and Morris, it was primary school. Obviously we started to play, and I remember we didn't actually have basketball rings at the school, so the netball rings used to have to come out. We used to have to try and like swish it in the netball ring without no backboard and hope it will go in.
We had no backboard,
no backboard.
Better though, isn't it?
Yeah, it allowed us to shoot a bit better. And for me and Morris, when we were part of our basketball team, we got the chance to meet like a lot of NBA players and things like that when they used to come over. So I had the Gary Paytons, as a child, and we actually met him when he opened a Nike court in Brixton, and I got him to sign a basketball card and a pair of trainers.
Wow.
So
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, so as a kid I had that, but I had to play in them trainers, so they eventually got ruined. Yeah, and then when the retro came out, obviously when I was older, I bought them, and I had the chance to meet Gary Payton again. I got him to sign another pair.
Sick.
So yeah, so I'll never get rid of them or wear them once.
If anyone ever DMs Craig or chats to Craig, just ask him about who he's met and who he's spoken to. Like he'll just drop it bare casually, like, "Oh yeah, I had a chat with Jerry Lorenzo once."
No, Craig, that time we met Kenny Smith and he had mad dry ankles.
Yeah, oh yeah.
How are you gonna out him like that, man? Come on.
Man, like, he's got a cream. He's got to get that Vaseline or something, man. I don't know.
I think me and Morris met him twice, innit? Because Morris, you got the hat signed by him, and Lance Stevenson was just standing behind us. I was like, what?
Craig, what is your favorite silhouette?
Wow. So I grew up really with like a few pair of Jordans, really. So in terms of Jordan numbers, kind of, I don't really have a favorite, to be fair. Like now that I wear a lot more kind of 7s and 3s and things like that, which are comfortable. But I think actually growing up when we started doing the collecting, it was more the Air Maxes, really, like as an older person. So I think kind of the Air Max 1 might be something that I consider a more versatile and comfortable silhouette that I could actually say, yeah, like that's a one that I can buy a lot of pairs.
For sure, man. Like for us, look, it was game trainers and then your after game trainers. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You'd never wear your game trainers on road.
No,
you'd actually wear your after game trainers, which would be your Air Maxes, your I don't know, your Prestos or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you never wear your game trainers, outdoors.
No.
And if you were a scrub, like you were a proper scrub.
I was a scrub. I was coming to basketball in the shoes. I'm going to play on the court indoors, outdoors, play football in. I had the one crap, and that's what I was rocking.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I did do that for a while. But then I started to be like, Mum, I actually need like after game trainers because I can't keep banging these sneakers out. Craig, who are your sneaker influences, man?
Wow, Michael Jordan is the main one for me, really. And obviously not just him. And in terms of the designers, you look at Tinker's designs that he's done of the shoes. It's an ode to Michael Jordan more than Michael Jordan being the inspiration. Obviously, he's playing in them and stuff like that. But Tinker's got the mind to look at different things, like look at the Ferrari and look at the jet fighters and to kind of encompass it onto a shoe and make it wearable and make it comfortable. I think he's someone that incorporates a lot of design elements that are based on comfort, not just the look of things. So both of those are definitely two.
100%, man. He was above and beyond his time, man.
Oh, definitely. And like, what's interesting, like you mentioned, Craig, is where he draws the inspiration from for all the shoes, like with the Jordan 5s and the Fighter Jets and so on, and all the other pairs. Like, it's just quite unique. Like, a lot of people's minds just don't work like that. And the way he kind of just brings it back to MJ.
Yeah,
it's just it's incredible.
Because there's even a pair that he like wrote a lot of different fonts over or something, but I can't remember which number it was. But yeah, that's something that it's kind of like it being an ID before ID was created, really, just specifically to Michael Jordan. So yes,
crazy. And one more question before we move on. What keeps you in the game, man? What keeps you collecting? What keeps you going for the next best thing, or like what attracts you to it? What keeps you in the game?
Well, I think the design element, really, in terms of things that I like to see people kind of pushing the barrier and doing different things with shoes. And there's always an intrigue for me just to even read the history on the shoe and why they've done certain things to it. I think I look more into depth at the shoe. I don't just look at the shoe in a picture and think to myself, oh, that's fantastic and I want it and stuff like that. I'll kind of look if it's comfortable and things like that. Even looking at the Air Max 1 clot that they brought out today, I think it came out on the sneakers app. So yeah, when you look at the ankle part of it, it doesn't look as comfortable as it should as a normal Air Max 1. It kind of looks like a deconstructed kind of part of the shoe. So yeah, those are kind of things that I look at. That kind of keeps me a bit more interested in it. Obviously, the new stuff, that keeps me interested as well. The collabs, if they're done correctly, and yeah, that's kind of the inspiration really behind it, and money, obviously.
Oh, that moolah, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. That's something that your priorities come first before trainers, 100%.
Cool, man. All dope answers there. Guys, we are moving on over to sneaker news of the week. In this part of the podcast is where we discuss the biggest news within the sneaker world. And this week, oh boy, my friend, our friend, the entire sneaker community's friend right now, no other than Anne Hebert. Oh, we love you. I'm sure I don't need to explain, but I will for the masses. A Nike executive, Anne Hebert, the vice president for GM and North America, has stepped down from her position after her son, Joe Hebert, was caught in a huge reselling operation. As a flex and probably the most dumbest move of 2021, he sent bank statements to an undercover Bloomberg reporter who clocked that his mum's card had been used for several transactions, complicating her in the process. As another flex, he posted several images on Instagram with warehouse loads of sneaker stock and capped, "If you know the right people, this is the city to resell shoes." Well, boys. What are we thinking about this? This is a huge piece of news in the sneaker industry. D, let's go to you, man.
Yeah, I think all right. Firstly, all the memes and shit, they've been really funny. Like, it's been jokes seeing some of the the stuff about sneakers app and all of that. But obviously, let's get one first thing out of the way. If people actually believe that, they were taking the stock from sneakers and giving it to her son to resell, that's obviously not. That's wild. That's not the case. Yeah. I think people that's one thing I just want to let's, before we get into this, because a lot of people are talking they Nike backdooring all this stock to this kid. That's just not true. But obviously, you see the pictures with this kid in 4 or 5 mags, stuff like that. He's obviously got some access to people that are a little bit loose with the Nike allocation. So it's a terrible thing for Nike, I think, on the whole. They, from what I understand, when they were contacted, they basically said they were made aware of this 2 years ago. But not long after that, she's given her resignation in. So people can make of that what they will. But I think when you're Nike and, access is such a key thing right now for people, and people are really, really struggling to get shoes, and then something like this happens, it doesn't reinforce any kind of public faith, or it's definitely been a PR disaster. I think they've tried to brush it under the carpet quite quickly, but the sneaker community's been going wild with it. And yeah, to be honest with you, the more that comes out about it, the worse it looks, doesn't it? So I don't know, man. I think it's a little bit of a slap in the face for Nike consumers, but
100%, man.
I'm not entirely surprised at the same time.
How crazy is it? It come off right after Marcus Jordan and the trophy room thing, back to back. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think it disheartens you a little bit, because obviously when shoes are going for this much, there's going to be stuff going down. You can't police every single person in an organization that's got access to stuff like this, but this kind of highlights that it is happening, and at a high scale, because that kid, I remember I saw that post about the 4 or 5 mags. A lot of titles circulated those pics, and a lot of people believed at the time. And you don't stumble across 4 or 5 mags. I mean, I don't need to say.
They only sold on that eBay thing. Were they sold any other way?
Listen, I don't know, but whoever would have bought them wouldn't have just left 4 or 5 pairs in a an empty storage unit for someone else to just find. So it don't look good.
So what do you think the story is behind the mags? Like, where did they come from?
I think he got those from Nike. Like, there's no other way. Like, yeah.
To be fair, his mum could have got him them, innit? But still.
But I don't even think Michael J. Fox has got 4 pairs of his own. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ash, what are you thinking?
It's just so much to take in, and as Dean was saying at the start, everyone's going a bit overboard. Like, it's literally not sneakers stock. Very unlikely. The chances are he's just like every other guy who's got a crazy bot. We know of people that we've seen it how it works. People just got access to all this crazy stuff, and is what it is. His mum's probably rich and he can afford to do that. Because when you're doing these things, when you're buying that many pairs, you need to have the money to do that in the first place. So I guess that's how he's getting around it. But I don't know. Do you think it's harsh that his mum got done?
Well,
because it's dirty because your mum works for a company and you're reselling stuff. But is it really got anything to do with her? I don't know.
We don't know that's the thing. We don't know the finer details.
It must be something else.
So like, I think if she's got done for this and it's solely his mistake, like, you know, that's sad for her because it's been pointed out, like, she's obviously risen up through a male-dominated
25 years, I think.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, like, if it is a case of where, like, he's been doing underhanded stuff and got her sacked, or that's sad, but I think there's no smoke without fire, right? So, like, it's very hot for them to keep her on. You've seen the way people are reacting. Like, we're seeing, like, crazy overreaction. Like, this is really bad. I don't want people to get twisted. Like, this is really a bad look for Nike. Like, you know, you're getting high off your own supply, really, and it's not cool. But at the same time, people are, like, really exaggerating. Like, there's no way Nike are fucking backdooring, like, hundreds of pairs to this kid, man. Like,
there would be no point.
Yeah, it's just, like, people need to relax a bit. But I think, you know, it angers people, so I get it.
But do you think, like, obviously she's like the VP or whatnot, do you think it's not even like it's not even going to the middleman? So, for example, it's not going to Nike, it's going straight from Asia directly to the kid.
But Mo, do you know what I heard? I heard that her job was literally trying to get people to cop from Nike more than third parties, which makes it even more ridiculous. That's literally what her son is doing. Is going around the Nike system.
Yeah, so, like,
I mean, he used 100K. Is it 100K on her card?
Yeah,
made 20K profit.
How much profit?
And obviously 20K
with 100K.
I can't even something like that.
My God, like, if he got his mama sacked to make 20K off 100,
that's them JD profits, no?
Jesus, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, she's a VP. She's probably looking at marketing like so well. Obviously, it's Nike trying to control hype. I don't know what the resale market is, like 76 like billion.
Yeah,
worth 76 billion, and then I saw some stat. It was like by 2025 it'll be worth 126 billion.
Insane.
Is this their way of controlling, you know, the market?
If anything, they'd want to have a piece of it, but I don't see how a company can do it in any way without it being shady.
I just think the problem for Nike now is, like, their products are so in demand. Like, everything has nearly got resale, right? It's just hard to police from a top level all the way down without, you know, a lot of focus on it. Because who knows where he was getting access? Like, he could have been getting access from someone on a lower level from Nike. Do you know what I mean? Like, he lives in Portland, right? He's in Oregon, right?
Yeah.
So it's, you know, more details will come out, and, like, I've heard a couple of things, like, you know, different other news sources talking about potential, like, scoops that are going to come about it. So more will come out and we'll learn a little bit more. But yeah, on the whole, I just think it's not a good, obviously it's not a good look for Nike. And, like, this is it kind of, like, hits on the head for them on a topic that a lot of people feel very passionately about already, you know? So can't get anything through the apps, can't cop any shoes. Like, people are feeling it more and more in 2021. Like, So this sort of stuff, you see this shit, and it's gonna anger people. So Nike haven't really said much. They've come out with a kind of generic statement, but I don't know what they can say at this point, because really, when you look at it, without any evidence or proof that Nike he's taken pairs from Nike somehow, nothing really wrong has happened.
Yeah. The thing is, will this affect Nike in any way, like their sales? No.
No.
So it's just a bad look for however long, but everyone's going to still buy it. There's still that same money to be made, so people are going to buy it.
I mean, I keep thinking to myself, is this a wicked time for Adidas to swoop in?
No.
Exactly.
Unfortunately for them.
Exactly. And it's sad to say, but they need to come with something innovative. And also, like, I just don't know, the momentum's not on their side. And despite, Nike having all these controversial stories and whatnot coming out of headquarters, like, not regardless, their products will sell out and people will continue to buy.
And it's still the stuff you see the most on your timeline is still Nike stuff.
Yeah, man. Because
I hear a lot of Adidas guys are happy with the ZX and all that, but it doesn't cross over, unfortunately.
That doesn't mean that's the problem. It don't mean anything. These are like niche things, So Nike has the mainstream appeal. Adidas, you look at New Balance, who are like trying to they're coming up, they're challenging a little bit, but while a lot of people who are respected are wearing New Balance, on the mass scale, it's still not anywhere near Nike level, right?
No.
Adidas, we'll get into it on the shoe releases, but just everything they're doing at the moment is just no one is challenging Nike on the scale that they need to be challenged on for them to fix up on certain stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I remember, FIFA games. Yeah, I don't play it no more, but I remember every year people complaining that FIFA, they're not improving it. And they don't improve it because the sales on Pro Evo, the only other game, are nowhere near, right?
Yeah, yeah. Why do they need to go all out?
That's just exactly the same thing here. When you're so ahead, you just don't care. There's not enough incentive. Like, if people stop buying Nike and start buying other products, then maybe they'd start listening to those sort of things more. So, yeah.
100.
I just don't get how Adidas dropped the ball, man. They had the NMD, the Ultra Boost, Yeezys were popping, and now it's just all nothing.
Craig, let's get your take on it. Like, what are you thinking about this, man?
Yeah, it's kind of similar to how Dean was kind of describing it, really. In terms of one person buying so much stock, it's everyone. I've read stuff that he's gone to the employee warehouse and bought out the shops and stuff like that, but surely those are still limited in terms of how much you can purchase. So you wouldn't really be able to buy like loads and loads and loads of pairs. But yeah, obviously it is a bad look for Nike, but sometimes the bad press works in your favor as well. So yeah, it's something that needs more discussion and more details to kind of emerge to get more of a sense of appeal, really, of how things are going to transpire going forward, really.
For real, man. I always just think like Nike will just do the reversal and just like make it good marketing for them. And then they'll just turn it into some massive marketing campaign.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
With like a caption of some sort.
Yeah.
I think on this topic, I literally think, like, unless more news keeps coming out to the point where it gets real bad for them, I just think they're going to try and brush this under the carpet as quickly as they can and just forget
100.
about it, because they've already said, like, as far as they're concerned, nothing untoward went on between her and their allocations or stock or any pairs like that. So they're just going to leave it there. They're not going to speculate on this any further. They don't need to, right? So we've seen how packed the March calendar is for Nike. So
yeah, I don't reckon. I think obviously once she's obviously stepped down, that's enough to release as a statement or whatever from Nike to just say, yeah, well, we've dealt with it and that's it, and move on to the next Travis collab or whatever's coming out next.
That's the only thing that's weird about this so far, is the fact that they replied with a statement initially saying there's no connection, we've known about this for 2 years, but the fact she resigns right after that, like, there's more to it, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll find out something soon.
Yeah.
No one would give up their job just because of a little bit of bad press. It's got to be something deep.
Yeah. Probably maybe she doesn't want them to dig any further and find out anything else that's been going on.
Yeah, exactly right. It makes you think that if more's going to come out, that's going to be worse, isn't it? But we'll see. Her son's getting cooked on IG though. I went on
100%.
I went on his page, and the comments, shit.
It's still open.
Yeah, he's left it open, man. He's probably loving it.
Yeah. Do you know what's gonna happen? Yeah, you're gonna like next week or in 2 weeks' time, they're gonna say, Anne Hebert, VP of Adidas.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll like launch somewhere else and just take over.
Then sneaker shopping with Joe Herbert.
Wicked, lad. Moving on, we have HSU Question Time. This is the part of the podcast where we give you, the listener, a chance to ask about absolutely anything that's going on within the sneaker realm. And on HSU Question Time, we have quite a few questions, so we're answering a ton again. We got loads of questions this week, lads. I'm not even lying. It's definitely got to do with the Pink Miracle thing. If you don't know about the Pink Miracle, for the next 10 weeks, we're going to be doing HSU Question Time. And whoever has the best question, we're going to send you out a free pack of a 4-ounce bottle of cleaner with a medium bristle brush. So yeah, make sure you keep getting those questions in. Our first question comes from RJOF89. Is there a pair you'd sell your entire collection for? If so, what is that pair? Ash, let's go to you first.
I'm gonna say no. I'm probably gonna hear your answers and think, damn, maybe I made a mistake. But I'm gonna say no because I like a lot of the stuff that I've got and I can't bother to buy it again. And just suddenly going down from like 300 pairs to this one pair, nah, I'm cool. I wouldn't do it. And then I'm gonna be scared to wear them if it's some crazy pair. It's gonna keep it on the shelf. What am I gonna do with that? Nah, I'm cool. What about you, Dean?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Like while I like to like collect older pairs of Jordans and things like that are like special to me within that kind of basketball space, there's no one pair that I'd give it all up for, because I like to also wear shoes like to go out and, you know, when we can again, like rock them. So like having one pair sounds like a bit of a disaster, to be honest. Like knowing me, the way I drop shit on my shoes and the way I crease them up, sometimes you guys have seen some of my pairs, they look fucked up.
And imagine you got to go back and get some of the ones that you like. That's going to cost you a pretty penny, isn't it? The ones you already got.
It's not happening, man. Like pairs like all the OG Jordans are like 300-400% more than I paid for.
Just to buy a pair of bread ones again is just I'm cool, man.
Like the shadows are like on the sale racks and shit, and now like they're like £400 and stuff. Like fuck that, I can't do that. So, what about you, Mo?
I'm same as you guys. Like, I would never sell my entire collection. Like, I think when you have a collection, that's actually, you know, it's a reflection of yourself. You know, it's your individuality. Obviously, everyone's got a lot of the same pairs and whatnot, but there's certain pairs in your collection that you think, rah, you know, when I got this happened. You know what I mean? So if you're going to like get rid of your entire collection, you're kind of getting rid of like memories, and there's some sentimental value to each sneaker, right? I don't know if you feel that
definitely.
Same way. If I couldn't get rid of my entire collection. Plus, I already own my Grails. Apart from that, Rodman, Craig's dad, can you please help me get that?
Soul swap.
I'm gonna check if he's got them next time I go to East, and I'll bring them back home with me, so he doesn't throw them in the bin.
There are some shoes like you can't get them, man. Like when you mentioned it to me, Mo, I had a look online to see, like, is it really like impossible to find? And yeah, like it's gone. It's like I was looking a couple of years back. I was looking for the Air Flight 91.
Oh,
The really high one, yeah. Just to see, I wanted to see if anyone had a pair, and yeah, you can't find one where the midsole is just not smashed.
That's what I mean, man.
Yes.
Craig, what about you, man?
No, there's no chance I'll be doing that. No way. I just want to rewind, and I'm sure I heard Ash say he's got 300 pairs. I don't know. I just heard
maybe.
I
maybe
heard the word 300 from Ash. So yeah,
maybe.
But no way would I get rid of my whole collection. As Morris said, it's part of your individual kind of
How many
style.
have you got? How many have you got, Craig? Because you've got obviously a crazy collection. Like, how many do you reckon?
Wow. I think I might be just under 350 or over. I don't know.
God damn.
But that includes doubles and things like that as well. So, but I think for me, in terms of buying like 8.5s, it's not a size that you can always get.
Yeah.
So even to go back and try and buy pairs, like me looking at the turbo greens the other day, they're like 500 quid. I'm thinking,
Oh man, that shoe.
that's crazy. That's more than my original taxis.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
Talking about doubles, Craig, that it's not the Raging Bull pack that you've got. What's that double pack that you've got?
Which one? The countdown pack.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've got the taxi 12s and the bread or playoff 11s as they call them as well. So I've got 2 of those, and I've got 2 of the Golden Moments packs as well.
Damn, that box is fire.
Yeah, the box alone, the way it slides out. Have you seen that?
Yeah, sick.
Unreal.
Yeah,
man.
those are sick, man. That's something that they should be doing, really. They should be bringing countdown packs and
Yeah, definitely.
And also, quick shout, obviously, to Rissa for, that's another story, but shout out to Rissa for bringing that home for Craig.
Yeah, bringing that, on the train, both of them from Nike Town, London, definitely.
Next question, lads, at Conrad_Tony. If Nike came to you to do a collab, what would be the concept and what shoe would you pick? D, let's go to you.
So, obviously, this is like everyone's dream, right? Like to Nike coming to you with this sort of proposition. For me, like I would go with a Jordan 1 because I feel like they're like they're long lasting. It's a shoe I love, and I know I would be able to do it in a way that I liked, right? But for inspiration behind it, I don't want to like bore people, but where I'm from, I'm a Syrian, not Syrian. It's got an A in the front of it, and it's like we're like a small kind of segment of people from Middle East, and it would definitely be something around, celebrating that. So using the colors of white, red, and blue, something along those lines. I've not really thought about it in too much detail, but something that would like celebrate that history. Yeah,
I love that. That's proper like meaningful, man. That touches the heart, man.
Like if you get one chance to do it, and where I'm from, like it's not recognized as a country or anything like that in Iraq. So yeah, it'd be something that I would feel that would be close to the heart, and something that I'd always appreciate, even if my tastes change in the future.
For sure. Ash, let's go to you, man.
Damn, this is a tough one. My immediate thought would be to do a London themed Jordan 1 better than the whack, shocking Zoom pair that came out. But then I can't.
It's weird.
This is a weird shoe, man. I don't know how people are loving it. People are loving the quality, supposedly, but what about the bloody looks of it? But anywho, it would be that, but I'm just trying to think, what would I do to make it different? That's what's tough about it. I'm not too sure. I have to have a long think about what to do about that. I do like Dean's idea, though, like doing a St. Lucian flagged theme, but the colours are just a bit tricky. I don't know if it might be a bit of a bright shoe, might end up looking like a J Balvin or something with our flag, so... it's a bit of a sketchy one, but probably a London themed Jordan 1, but better than that dead Zoom pair. What about you, Mo?
I'd try to sort of amalgamate 2 worlds, really. Obviously, growing up East London, Stratford, shut up, E15. I'd probably try and do something like with the old kind of infrastructure of Stratford before the 2012 Olympics and all that, before the Stratford bus station. It was quite dull, to be honest.
Pre-Westfield, it was different town.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say that it would be a dull sneaker because the whole place felt a bit dull. I'd just make it so that it's quite like earthy tones, try and keep it current as well, but also I don't know how I would do this, but try and put together like old school Stratford, sort of early 90s, and then mix it up with like like Philippines, like Filipino flag. I don't know how. So it'd probably be like a gray, blue, yellow, and red sneaker of some sort. One thing that comes to mind is that I think there was a Kobe sneaker where he had like a flip flop on the outsole. Obviously, that would represent Philippines because they absolutely love the game of basketball. At the same time, they could never afford sneakers, which is why they put like the flip flops under, on the outsole of the sneaker, just to sort of commemorate, the love of basketball that Philippines has. So I don't know, something like that. I don't know, maybe a gray upper. I don't know. Maybe it would be so wild. Maybe it would be I think I'd use an Air Jordan 3 and try and amalgamate all of them together somehow. Don't know how. Maybe I can come back to you with a design and we can chuck that on the Instagram.
Off topic, Mo. What did you think of those Manila Jordan 4s?
Oh,
did you like those?
I mean, so I don't know if anyone knows this, but the reason why it's green, and I know that's got nothing to do with Philippines, as in Filipino flag, is blue, yellow, red, and white. The actual flag of the city of Manila is green.
Okay.
Which is why that shoe is green, because the Jordan store opened in Manila, obviously. One thing I would note is they've actually got the Filipino flag on the outsole, which is a bit of... That's really dumb. I didn't like that.
You know what I thought, Mo, when I was sorry to cut in. What I thought when I looked at it, I remember I spoke to you about it. It was the outsole coloring was really nice, though. Like as a whole,
it is. It's like saily, isn't it?
Yeah, with those kind of Filipino colors.
And I would want those Filipino flag colors on the heel tab. That would have worked so much better, or at least on the tongue tab. But I mean, you know what? It's wicked for Philippines to get a dedicated shoe for them. They are so under the radar. Like, people don't know about Philippines that much, and sneakers brings everyone together. I always say that, and I don't know, it's kind of like put Philippines on the map in terms of being noticed for the sport of basketball, which they absolutely love. Shout out Southeast Asian Games, because we absolutely dominate that every year. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to talk about that even further. Maybe we can do that another episode. But absolutely, I like it. I don't think I would buy it. Maybe I'd buy it if I had the chance. But wait, I wouldn't buy resale. Sorry.
I was just saying, what's it going for?
It's peas, no? Mad money.
Oh, for
ridiculous.
real?
Yeah, ridiculous. I think the last I saw was like a good price was like 6.5, but then I easily saw it for like 8.5.
Okay.
The highest bid right now is 5,862.
There you go.
Wow,
nuts. A bit off course there, but Craig, let's go to you, man. What's the night collab you would use?
Wow, I would like to go back, obviously, into the archive and look more at something that maybe hasn't been used, or look at maybe like a basketball shoe, like maybe it's completely off topic, but something like maybe a Chris Webber shoe or something like that, or maybe like something from the Alpha Project, or you know. So it would be it would be something along those lines that really hasn't been done. And in terms of when you look at like the BHM stuff that they used to do, sometimes they would use like a cultural print or like a pattern and signify a country. So same with Ash. That would be something that I would look at, kind of drawing inspiration to, and then looking at family and stuff like that. It's kind of the same way that Sean Wotherspoon did his collab, and he got like a lot of his friends to critique it and actually look at the design, look at the colors, and make sure they're correct. It's something that I wouldn't just do by myself. It'd be more of a collaboration with a lot of my family and friends to
That's awesome.
to bring something like that, really.
Craig, but if you you'd use like a design like that, but if it was just nothing that would release to anywhere, just for you, what shoe would you pick? Like, just for you.
Wow.
What silhouette would you use? I mean, like.
Oh, that is a good question. It might be a Jordan 4 or a Jordan 6.
Perfect.
Yeah, that would be something that is, even when you look at like a lot of the Travis Scott collabs and like the Eminem Carhartts or the Undefeated Fours and stuff like that. When you look at the actual design of it, there's only like 50 pairs or however many pairs made. That makes it a bit more unique in that sense.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I knew you were gonna say a 6 would be involved in there somewhere. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Dope pair, man. Next question comes from @Mike Knows Best. Shout out to you, man. How important is the quality of materials to you, and what's the best quality shoe you own? Craig, let's go to you, man.
Wow, that's a really good question, to be fair.
Yeah.
Best quality shoe that I own.
Yeah, and how important is the quality as well?
The quality is very important. There's a lot of shoes that I've won on sneakers or in other drawers, and they've come to my house and the quality control is horrible. The materials not premium. Even when we look at the Dunk Lows that are coming out that have got SP attached to them, that's part of a special project which should give you like really good quality. But it's when you look at some of the Dunks that have come out, it's kind of like the creasing on them isn't great. The leather's not great. So yeah, that's something that's very important to me. Definitely the quality of materials that are used. But yeah, in terms of the actual quality in a shoe that I actually own,
it's hard, isn't it? I'm trying to think myself.
Yeah, that's quite a hard question. Yeah, that's quite a hard question. I might have to come back to you on that. I'm just racking my brains now.
Dean, let's go to you, man.
Yeah, this is a good question because for me, like obviously on the whole, the quality is important. I've had some like laughs with Craig over the years now about the quality control of some pairs. Sometimes you get it and you literally can't believe the shit you're seeing with it. But depends, man. Like if I'm gonna say like the Union 4, right? Like the quality on that is really, really unbelievable, proper premium. When I would expect that to be right, and I'd pay resale for that, and I'd want it to be on that level. But when I'm buying like a shit Nike Dunk High, like the Vast Grey, like that genuinely feels like a synthetic plastic sort of shit. It feels terrible. And as a result, I wear it a lot. I let it get beat up, but I still like it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where it depends on the shoe for me. It depends on the significance of the shoe. Like if you got the 85 and opened it and it felt like absolute shit, you'd be really disappointed in it. But
yeah,
for me personally, like a pair like the Mocha, for me the suede feels like sandpaper, but I still think it's a dope kind of shoe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. On my own pairs, I find that really hard to judge, man. Who am I to say? Really, I don't know. Some stuff feels better than others.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm literally just thinking to myself as well. Like when I think of like public school 12s or like kind of like rookie ones or those kind of materials, you think, okay, well, those are
Craig. Those PSMYs, they're
man, is it the 12s?
The grey pair, yeah, they're crazy.
I saw them at SneakerCon. I should have bought them, man.
Yeah, those are crazy. And even when you look at like the lab series that they did, like the 5 lab 3 or the 3 lab 5s, the material and the quality on them, it's very good. So yeah, those are probably ones that are.
D, we coming back to you.
Oh, on my shoe.
Did you say a shoe?
Yeah,
guys, I don't have one, man. I don't have one.
Okay. Ash, should we go to you?
Yeah. Quality wise, it's important, but as same with Dean, like with the whack dunks and stuff, I'll still buy some dead pairs that I know that they're not going to be anything special just because they look cool. But again, like Dean, you're more likely to wear them and just beat them up and think whatever, get it out of the way, as long as you don't pay resale on some of these pairs, because some of them just ain't worth it. Like they're £90 for a reason, even though £90 should be better quality than that. But it is what it is. Best quality wise, I'd say Jordan wise, probably the Jordan 1 Union Black Toes, because they don't crease crazy and they're just a nice shoe. But in general, all over my shoes, it's going to be a Saucony shoe. Saucony Shadow 6000 times Bait Cruel World 5. It's like a navy blue and sort of aqua colorway. And it's just got some of the most buttery suede that I've probably got out of all my Sauconys, one of my faves. So probably go for that one for quality.
That pair, Ash, you showed them to me.
Yeah, you saw that.
unreal.
Yeah, they look crazy. They look crazy.
They are unreal, man. It's actual butter. Like,
It's mad because all the Saucony times bait pairs, I got all of them, and for some reason this was the one that I skipped because in some reason in pictures I thought they were black and white at first, and I thought it was just a bit boring, so I didn't go for it. Then I got it later when I realized it was like navy in this sort of aqua greenish colorway, and they're just super fire. I think I got a review for them on YouTube, so check that out if you haven't seen them.
Yeah, no, the quality of them looks crazy. Even when I look at like the Flu Game 12s, the suede version though, they've got the actual logo on them. Those are a pair that are really good. But yeah, when you look at even basic ones like the Patrick Ewing trainers, the suede that's on them, yeah, the quality is crazy on them as well.
the blue pair.
Yeah, the blue pair.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Yeah, they're crazy, man. I haven't even worn mine. I've still got mine here.
They're fire, man.
What about you, Mo?
So for me, I think I'm gonna veer off any Jordans, actually any Nikes, actually, and I'd say my best quality shoe, and I'm not even gonna lie, it's a super recent one. I'm really trying to like search through my brain which is like a really good quality sneaker, but when I come down to it, all I can think of is the New Balance cross pattern 991.
I thought you were going to say that, yeah.
The quality is crazy on it. I don't own a Union. I don't own any shattered backboard like the benchmark for like materials like that. So yeah, for me, it's actually this New Balance 991 cross pattern. It's super super buttery. The materials they've used on it is great, and I don't know. There's just something about New Balance that they're gonna come correct with the way they put in together their shoes.
Yeah, they take time. Yeah, they take time on their designs, 100%. Yeah,
It's a lot of care put into it, and
yeah.
Do you think it's just because it's the whole made in USA thing rather than just big factory?
Yeah, I mean it is like even like with clothing that tends to be produced in countries like Portugal and Italy is better quality. A lot of places use Korea as well; it's always better quality. So it's the same applies with shoes. And New Balance, like you said, man, like what I like about New Balance is like you can feel it and know it's good quality. Like with Jordan brand, it's like it's a bit of a gray area because like some stuff feels good, but it doesn't mean it's good quality. Do you know what I'm saying? So like a lot of people get excited on that leather, but sometimes it's still trash. It's just soft.
Yeah, and I think also with Nike, they obviously when we go to the outlets and stuff like that, sometimes they'll just be selling like B grades and stuff like that. But New Balance, I don't think I've ever seen B grade stocks being sold or being resold.
It's one pair of 327s, which was at office. They were selling it on their site as like a defect, right? And bro, I looked at it. I couldn't see what was wrong with it. Like a lot of places would have just sold that. Nike would have passed that 100%. So there is a higher level of care for that to not pass kind of quality control properly.
Yeah. I thought Dean was going to say the rookie ones.
Do you know what? The suede is nice, isn't it? But
yeah.
I don't know. There's always the shattered backboard benchmark.
Do you think that's the best leather? Do you think it's better than everything else?
Is the 94 leather good?
It's just tumbled, that shattered backboard. It's like super tumbled and super soft. To me, I've never considered that sort of leather as like, oh, this is an amazing quality. Like it feels nice in your hand, right? Like
that's the thing. It feels nice. It doesn't mean it's a better quality. It's not better quality. Would be a thicker leather, really.
Trust me, a lot of people get confused by that. I remember, them Pine Green 2.0s. They were like horrific quality, but because they were soft, people were actually believing that these are sick quality. The leather is great. It's like, no, it's the opposite, bro. It's actually
same as the Bloodlines as well. That was paper thin. Like you could stick your finger through it. It was that thin.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. I think that was quite hard, wasn't it? Quite a hard question to get a definitive answer. Question number 4 comes from @condemned_dreams. At what age, if ever, will you stop wearing sneakers? Ash, let's go to you then.
I doubt I will stop wearing sneakers because if I'm old and washed, probably having something comfortable on my feet is going to be the move. So very unlikely. Maybe I'll get away from right now I'll wear shoes that are uncomfortable just because they look cool. I'll be honest. But probably when I'm older, it's just going to be comfort first on everything. So I'll just go back to New Balance Saucony only and get rid of the flat foot Jordans, you know? What about you, Dean?
I don't know, because what I've been thinking recently, because like I've mentioned a few times, I've sold some pairs, and like I don't want to say how many I've got in total now compared to you guys, because I'm gonna feel like an amateur, but I'm trying to wear as much shit as I can now, because I don't know what I'm gonna wear in the future, or if I'm gonna wear shit in the future. I know obviously I'll wear sneakers, but I don't know what's gonna happen, right? So that's why I just try to wear everything now. But I still think I can't see myself not wearing kicks. Like, so I think I'll be doing it into my elderly years.
Speaking of what you wear in the future, that's interesting, because some people that are investing crazy and like say these wild SBs and stuff, that's got a bit of a shelf life, I would assume, for when
Yeah,
you're older.
anything too gimmicky in general, I think, like hasn't got that longevity.
That's why Jordan 1 can be worn whenever by anybody.
Timeless shoe. I think for me, I don't know. I think Dean's got the right mindset where you should be wearing all your sneakers and you shouldn't even have that many. I always feel like my sneakers will stay with me, you know, until, I don't know.
No,
and the thing is, would you ever like pass it
to your kids?
I don't know. There's for me personally, there's definitely a sentimental value to each and every one of my sneakers. So I don't know if I could just, you know, just stop buying sneakers, because I don't know if it's just good marketing from Nike or Adidas or whoever, or collab, where they have a story that is attached to it and it makes me want to buy it, you know.
The thing that makes me think like it could get even worse is like, imagine you retire, right? And like, I mean, you're gonna have more time, yeah. So if you're still into shoes, like you might be buying less, but you got more time to look around. You got more time to get involved. So I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think like no matter what, like depending on why you collect shoes or how you collect shoes, like a lot of collectors, it's hard to let them go. It's hard to let the ones you really.
For real, man. Craig, what about you, man?
Yeah, no, I don't. I think I'll always wear trainers. Definitely, I think there'll always be something that I keep a hold of amongst all the other crap that I hoard as well. So yeah, I don't think I could ever pass up on like just wearing one pair of trainers or just waiting for a pair of trainers to break. I think when I look at people that kind of collect trainers and have them on the shelves, as opposed to people that would actually class themselves as more of a sneakerhead and buying stuff to wear, it's kind of that you're in that kind of fine line of, oh, well, once that pair's gone, you're not going to re-up and buy them again for like $1,500 when they've gone to a crazy resale price. So yeah, you definitely have to get your wear out of them. I don't think I could take watching like my shoes crumble and literally losing money. Like that would break my heart.
Wicked question there. On to the next one. At live.dreams_ and JPL Brooks. Shout out to both of you. They both came with the same question. What is your guilty pleasure sneaker? Craig, let's go to you.
Wow, guilty pleasure.
It's your 97. Don't try it.
Guilty pleasure.
It's not a bad shoe though, so you wouldn't be guilty about it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Cool.
Or something that most people would think is a bad shoe, maybe, to think.
What, that I actually wear on a regular
that you
basis?
like?
Probably. No, I'll tell you, probably maybe the Harashis that I bought years ago that were just all like grey with like a really black kind of band around the back. And yeah, those were probably like one of my guilty pleasures that I just used to chuck on, really. I used to always like trainers that you could just literally slip on. So when the Prestos came out and they came in the size range of like small, medium and large, you had to know your size, go in there and literally just put them on, just quick shoes, really. So yeah, probably like Prestos or Harashis are one of my guilty pleasures.
Fair. Dean, let's go to you.
I was trying to think about this before, and it feels weird because like most of the shoes you like, you don't feel too guilty. Like you can recognize maybe the Vomero Zoom SP. That pair, when I first got that, I got rinsed for that pair. People were rinsing me out for that pair.
I remember.
Do you know what?
I remember.
Since then, it's become a little bit more popular.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah,
It has.
more people are like trying to get it now. But yeah, probably that. That was definitely like a little bit of a guilty pleasure because it was quite expensive as well. I actually paid full price in it. Hit sale at half price, which kind of hurt. But yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, that whenever you see that happen, it's like I should have just waited. Why did I get in there so eagerly? Yeah.
I think you did. I think you did that with the P6000s as well. I swear people were like cussing those, but I don't know if you got a pair. I've got a pair of them as well, but
yeah, we both spoke about that. They were really nice. I liked them. I didn't end up buying it because I had bought so many pairs at the time. I remember, but they ended up, like you said, getting a bit of heat, and people were like rocking it, and it became a bit popular. So yeah, I'll go with that.
I don't think there's anything I have that I'm guilty pleasure about. I'd say back in the day, it was the Supras. For some reason, I loved the Supras. And you know what? I don't know if I told the story before, but the first pair I bought came and they were fake. And I just wasn't paying attention. Like, the website was called like suprashoes.com. It was like obviously fake. So I bought them from there and I was like, wait a second, this ain't the shoe that I thought it was supposed to be. And then I bought another pair eventually. I was randomly, after a Man United game that I went to watch, I stayed in Manchester. I went to Selfridges down there and they had some Supras and I bought them and I loved them at the time, but never see me rocking them now. But besides that, I don't think there's anything in my collection right now that I'm like, let's not post these on the gram because everyone's going to laugh at me. I pretty much like everything that I've got in the collection still.
Yeah, when the website is like .info at the end.
Yeah, it was it was literally like supersneakers.com. It was like, who's going to have a website like that?
.ru or something like that. For me, and I got a little bit of heat last week for wearing this when I was showing my Stussy Harachis. But you know what? The comfort in these sneakers are dope, man. It literally feels like you're wearing nothing on feet apart from just a midsole outsole. But my triple black Nike sock darts, they are.
Oh yeah, you got rinsed for that.
Guys, man, I'm telling you, man, they've replaced a certain sneaker, my by the door sneaker at the moment. I'm rocking with them at the moment. I've been busting them again for another. It's been 2 weeks now. Quickly go to corner shop in them, pick up Kim from the station, bruh. Sock darts, man. Just get a pair, super cheap. They literally feel like socks. So if you ever get the chance, spend like 30 quid, get some sock darts, man.
You're gonna have to get you them Nikes that are coming out with the ones that you step in and it folds into your shoe.
I guess that's the progression of it.
Yeah,
isn't it?
like lazy, like getting lazier and lazier. Like instead of having Velcro, you don't do anything. Just put your foot in.
Slot it in, yeah. Next question, lads. At STXI Sneakers, gotta be your thoughts on the Yeezy 450. Lads, did anyone even go for this today?
Let me talk first. So for some reason, I thought to myself, I wasn't really looking to buy it, let's be honest, because that shoe's terrible. But, it's come out on the new Adidas Confirmed app. I just wanted to see how it worked, I thought it's going to be like sneakers. We talked about it before. Is it going to be like sneakers or whatnot? And I literally, on sneakers, you enter, you take an L. On this one, I couldn't even enter to take an L. I took an L even entering. That's how bad it was. I was searching on Twitter to see if anyone was copying. I saw maybe like 3 tweets of people that got through. And one guy said he was on like icon level on Adidas. I don't know if you had to be a higher level and then people got through first before the other people or whatnot. But it was a bit of a shit show. And the shoe is awful. I posted the profile picture of it. I think it was Timberland wearing it, and the fact Timberland's wearing it, yeah, is what it is. But that shoe's just mad. It just looks like something that would be on the shelf in Primani, not something that would be coming out from Adidas. And the price as well, $170. I really thought it was going to be like a cheaper sneaker because I'm assuming it doesn't have boost in it because it doesn't seem like it's got like a sole at all to it. So it's a terrible shoe. What do you guys think?
You know what? So yesterday when I was messaging you guys, and I was watching the Seth Fowler
Yeah, everyone's
review.
seen it. Yeah.
It's when he said, the fingers. You know, when they're like claws or fingers, it looks like it's hugging your foot. I was just like, bro, stop capping, man.
Yeah,
This is not. This guy overgasses the sneaker, man.
Yep. You see how small that box was? There's nothing to that shoe.
But yeah, for me, straight up, not for me. So I'll keep it moving. Dean, let's go to you.
Yeah, so I always got appreciation for stuff that's like a little bit out there, weird. I really love the first V3 that came out. A lot of people found that weird, but this shoe is just something from Satan himself. Like, it is.
Shout out Lucifer.
That's a sound bite.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I was keeping open minded, and then I started seeing the on foots, and the way
on foots killed it.
The way it looks so flat, and the way it looks around people's ankles.
The laces look like they're in the wrong spot, like where it finishes. It just doesn't work.
Everything, bro. Everything about it is just off. Yeah, no. It's a no from me there.
Craig, let's go to you.
Yeah, no, definitely a no. No, did I cop? I didn't even bother downloading the Adidas app at all.
Same here, man.
Yeah, I didn't bother.
I might as well delete it because it's a waste of time.
Yeah, I was waiting for Ash to have them and do his famous jump, and then I might
probably fall out of them. The thing is, with Yeezys, as if like most of them, the first 350s, they look terrible in the first photos. Then it kind of worked. The 750s was a picture on the plane. Was like, what is that shoe coming from the Nikes? But then it kind of worked. But this one, just from the start, I haven't seen it look cool yet. Not once.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can make it look cool. To be fair,
I don't know. Do you think like Jerry will put them on and then you'll be like, oh,
nah,
no.
The shoe has no shape. It's like an airbag. Like when people put it on, like, you know what I'm saying though. It just looks like it's flat, like a baby octopus or something. Like, I ain't got. To be honest with you, I think like fair play to anyone that likes it and they're gonna wear it. Yeah, enjoy it. But
I can't wait to see the pictures.
Yeah, it's gonna be
interesting. Wait.
It's gonna be interesting seeing some of the people style these.
The early pictures looked like it had more to the shoe as well. They had more like colors. I don't know if you remember the early sketches. It didn't look so basic as this.
Yeah, I remember. There's like this blue arch.
Yeah, and it had more of like a cage to it at the top, where this is just like literally a sock just hanging there now.
Next question, the penultimate question. At 1985, shout out Mark. Anyone ever have the impact on sneakers that Kanye did? Ash, let's go to you first, man.
Anything's possible, so yeah, I guess so. But I don't know about you guys. I don't know. I think Mo is into Yeezys a bit. I don't know if Craig is or Dini Noah has had some in the past. But did Kanye influence you to buy shoes? Like, was it because it looked cool on him, or was it just because the shoe itself? What do you think it is about Yeezys that made it a big thing?
I don't, with Kanye, yeah, the way he brought back their threes.
Yeah,
he had black cement threes. Then he had the sixes on, the infrared sixes. Yeah. I mean, he's so influential with that. Like the moment he was getting snapped with that,
I just thought he made them look good then.
He's brought that back, man. Yeah. I was searching for it. I don't know.
That's what I was about to say there, because like I get what you're saying, Ash, with the Yeezys, but Mo, what you're touching on is like so true. With when he was wearing all that stuff, people were losing their minds, right? And why I think it will be hard for someone to like replicate that is because he came at a time that was happening when social media was really in its like infancy and growing. Like Twitter was popping off, IG had just started, like was coming on the way. I think there was a more of a social presence which really like amplified everything Ye was doing. Yeah. You know,
wasn't there that site for like Yeezy fits and stuff? I can't remember what it was called. There used to be like some blog where people were posting their Yeezy fits and whatnot.
Yeah, well, even now, like the amount of Yeezy blogs that are still like with massive audiences and
yeah.
But like Mo, what you're saying there about the Jordans, man, that's like a crucial point. I think with
Yeah, totally different time that I don't think can be replicated again. I mean, these were the times of like MySpace, of High Five, Friendster, all these like different social media platforms that, you know, pre-Instagram, pre-Facebook, you know, and
his
you can't capture it again.
All his products hit like Twitter, like with such hype, right? When he was doing the Nike Yeezy stuff, and it just created a buzz online that was like, it was like I don't know, it feels like a once in a kind of lifetime sort of thing where both those things were growing at the same time, and Kanye's like status was just getting so big.
Yeah,
it's hard to say. It's really...
I think it's because of socials. Everything's too out there now that no one could have that same impact. Travis has been big when you think about it, like how he's come out, because not a lot of people even really knew about Travis that much for his first 2 albums. Most of these people that are gassed now are like from his last album. Yeah, to be honest, like most of these fans. So
funny about that is that like it's a big part of that is through the Kardashians as well. Not to discount like Travis's own influence, but that put him in the mainstream a lot. And then like you can kind of connect that again back to Ye. So it's just weird, really.
Fair enough, man. Yeah, it'll be really challenging in order to replicate that again, but I don't think, as you said, Dean, it won't happen in this lifetime. Let's go to our last question. Our last question is from In Kicks We Trust. Shout out to you, bro. Seeing that it's Air Max month, what is your favorite pair of Air Maxes that you own? Craig, let's go to you because you're the Air Max guy.
Wow. I definitely wouldn't say the Air Max guy. My favorite Air Max that I own, I do like the Curry Air Max ones.
Fire.
Yeah, that's definitely a pair that I like. The Paras.
You've got them structures. Is it Air Max structures?
Yeah, the structures. Yeah, the Triax.
Yeah,
structures,
they're fire.
Yeah. But I like 180s as well. But yeah, no, probably the Air Max 1 Currys. One of my favorites.
Ash, let's go to you.
Yeah, one of the ones that Craig mentioned for me is the Paras. I just think they're fire. I love the friends and family pair, but I ain't paying that money for them. But the fact I got the other ones is good enough for me. There's so much colours to them. Paras killed it with this pair.
Fair enough, man. D, what about you, man?
Yeah, I'm not as into Air Max as you guys, but for me it's 180 Ultramarine. Just hands down my favorite Air Max, and I can remember it when I was growing up, seeing some of my family members wear it, and it's just it's a great pair in my opinion. The 2012 pair that I've got has got like an age sort of look on purpose, and it's just a fire pair. So for me, that I'll go with that one personally, even though the 180 is probably on the way out now.
Fire pair. For me, I will go with the Air Max 1 Pompidou by day.
Really?
They are. They're fire, man.
I thought he was going to go with Witherspoons.
I could see. That's the thing. That's the most easiest route.
If it is the one, say it, man. It ain't gonna be different.
I mean, it is, but it's such a generic collab. Like I do love that pair. I do really love that pair. But I'm trying to go with a purist vision.
Or it's like Silver Bullet 97s or something like that.
That's the only 97 that I really like. Is that one? Silver Bullets.
So I don't know if you've seen the quality on the Pompidous. They're really like super soft.
Yeah.
It's got the like an ice outsole with the massive P on it.
Yeah.
It's got obviously the colours of the Pompidou Museum in France, which is like the biggest like art museum in Europe or something like that. But I was looking at them again, and the quality of them is just unreal. Like when you touch it, it's so soft, and you just wouldn't expect that from an Air Max 1. And yeah, not to mention, obviously, shout out Small Gang, but like gives you a little bit of height as well. And
yeah, definitely. And a shout out as well. If anyone does have a pair of Cherry Woods in 8.5, just let me know.
Good luck.
Get the checkbook out.
That is also, as like Ash, that's my favorite segment of this podcast, man. But on to the next, lads. We have Cop of the Week. In this segment, we discuss what sneakers we copped or wanted to cop today we're gonna start with Dean. So, Dean, what did you cop this week?
So I tried to cop a lot of pairs. Didn't get too lucky this week, but I did manage to get the Curry Dunks from Foot Patrol, and yeah, they came. They're really really good in hand. Really really nice materials. They definitely look better in person. Pictures don't do them justice. It makes the mid panels look a little bit weird when you try and take a picture of it and stuff. So yeah, I'll go with those because they're literally the only pair I won. So what about you, Ash?
Yeah, I picked up 2 pairs, the same shoe. It was the Air Jordan 1. What's the name of the blue pair? I've totally forgotten the name of it. Is it University Blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, the University Blues. I got those, and I got a pair today on the sneakers app for my kid as well, and a little pair. So I might have to keep my pair on ice for a little bit to keep them fresh, so you can wear them at the same time one day. So yeah, very happy to cop those 2. What about you, Mo? Is the wallet getting smashed or nah?
Oh, why'd you have to say that, man? Guys, this week the wallet got smashed.
Let's go.
Yeah, Kim, close your ears.
Actually, I'll tell you that in a second. Monday morning, managed to bully another guy on eBay.
Always crazy.
It's all about bullying the eBay guys. Managed to pick up a pair of the Fossil Overbreak Mars Yard sneakers. Managed to get them for £135 on eBay. They retailed at £125. So that guy, he made less than £10 profit.
He made no profit after fees, bro. Unless £1.
I don't know. He must have just wanted to get rid of it like super quick. But shout out to that guy, man. And then also on SNS, super quick. Had to be super quick, but I got a notey on Twitter. Got Kim the pure white New Balance 550s. Really, really nice. She's been trailing them for like 2-3 weeks on the New Balance website. Soon as I saw it come in, I was like, I'm gonna cart it quickly. Managed to cart it. Like literally seconds later, it was all sold out. They checked out for £106 from overseas, so I'm definitely gonna get custom feed on that.
Damn.
And yeah, today managed to get blessed with the University Blue. Don't guys, I know, I know they're blue. I need to see them. I want to have a look what they're like. I tried to watch a few YouTube videos to see if I'd like them even more, but I really want to see them in hand.
I can't wait to see you wear these, man. This guy,
a guy that doesn't wear blue. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's converted.
It's got like 3-4 different shades of blue on it. Like,
I know.
And it's like baby blue as well. It's just like staple.
So yeah, when they come in, hopefully I'll get to have a look at them in hand, see how nice they are, and let's see in it. Summer 2021 could be a change in Merkle Mo, man, innit? Apart from that, yeah, just those 3. Craig.
Man said just those 3. Okay.
Yeah, I know. For the week, just those 3. Crazy. No, so for me, it was the same as Dean. I won on Foot Patrol as well. And I didn't even know that I won. I just got an email that said my DPD order from Foot Patrol will be delivered tomorrow. And so I was scouring back, thinking like what I actually put money down on, because they take the money straight away. So yeah, that was the only pair that I bought. I was looking to buy the Reebok pumps, but the Omnis, yeah, but they were, the website that I was going to buy them from was European, so I know I would have got hit with like £80
it's not
extra.
worth it, man.
Yeah, so I'm not bothering. I'd rather buy them on StockX and get it for a little bit cheaper that way.
Craig, I wanted to get them as well. Ash has actually got them. In what cut have you got them, Ash?
Yeah, the standard cut, same one that you was picking up.
So fire, man. Iconic.
Yeah, sick pair. Although I've seen that some people have bought them, and when they've gone to pump it up, the pump's not working, so I'm a little bit dubious.
Oh no!
Yeah, so they're just pumping literally nothing.
Pump for aesthetics.
Just pumping the tongue for no reason.
Cool. Moving on, lads. So since we have our special guest feature on today, we would like to play a quick game that we would like to call Sneaker First Thing. In this part of the podcast, we get to know our special guest Craig via a type of word association game. So we say a word or a phrase, and Craig, you have to say the first thing that comes into your mind. And we can only accept the first thing you say.
Okay.
So today, Dean, you will be hosting today's Speaker First Thing. So D, over to you, bro.
Sweet. Craig, I hope you're ready for this, bro.
Yeah, he's been waiting to do this for years.
Do you know what? I got Mo to put a few in there as well. But yeah, don't worry. You're safe, bro. You're safe. Let's get this started, man. Okay, so number 1, Kanye.
Legend.
2, Boost.
Comfortable.
3, Sneakers app.
My wife wins more than me.
What about backdoors?
Good if you're the one getting them.
Number 5, Saint Bonds.
Absolutely timeless.
Number 6, LeBron James.
Genius in his craft, on and off the court.
StockX.
Good for supposedly limited pairs.
Okay. Jordan Brand.
Iconic.
Lace swaps.
Absolutely hate them.
Caroline Charles.
Absolute legend. I owe a lot to her. 100%.
Okay, Coming to America, the new one.
Rick Ross had an African accent, so I turned it off.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
12, Supreme.
I love certain collabs that they do.
Virgil.
Kind of a pioneer.
Arsenal.
Absolutely annoying at times.
AI.
Oh, legendary. That's my guy, man. That's a style icon right there.
SBs.
I hate the tongue.
Dunks.
Wish they were better quality.
Offspring HQ community.
Marmite.
The 76ers.
Stress me and Dean out the most.
Rough and Ready.
Rough and Ready was one of the best basketball times in Brixton, 100%.
Okay. You did pretty well there, Craig. Got through those pretty quickly, man.
Wow. I tried to do it without swearing when you said Arsenal.
I was thinking you were going to come hot.
You should have said Xhaka.
Dean, that was some really, really good ones, actually, man. I'm glad you done this week. You represented that one hard.
Yeah, I was thinking Craig's on there, man. Had to come with something decent.
No, definitely.
Moving on to the next. This is the part of the podcast we like to call Take My Dough or Leave It, Bro. This is a quick fire round. One of us names a bunch of sneakers. The HSU team will have to say whether it's take my dough or leave it, bro. It's a simple game. This week, it's Ash to get this kicked off. So, Ash, let's go.
All right, guys, got a bunch of Jordans for you. Some Air Max, some New Balance. So let's get to it. So the first pair is the Air Jordan 1 Bread, but in pattern leather. What are we saying?
It's a take my dough, man. I don't own any of the retros or the OGs. I like to have a little hand in arts and crafts and customs.
Heat guns coming out again.
So potential space for making it matted, the matted effect.
I never thought about that, That didn't cross my mind, but that's true.
Yeah, so very, very big potential for me. For me, it's a take my dough. Dean, let's go to you.
I don't like it. I think I don't like this patent look or like this patent leather look at all, man. Like none of the pairs that come out ever do it for me. I think it's just a personal like tasting with this sort of stuff. Like some people like the shiny look. I do think like Mo, like you're saying, to matte it will make it look good. But I'd rather just get the bread or wear the bread. So it's a easier leave it, bro, for me. What about you, Craig?
Yeah, it'll same as you, Dean. It'll be a leave it from me. I won't be trying to buy any pairs like that and buy like any of the kind of crease protectors just for the toe box and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not one of them guys. So yeah, it's a definite leave it from me.
Fair enough. For me, myself, I don't need it. I've got like 2 pairs of bread ones already. But now that Mo said you could matte it, nah, I don't know. You're probably going to end up seeing a review. Anywho, number 2, we have the Orally, if that's how you pronounce it, times New Balance 550. It's an all over like cell aged kind of look on the 550. What do you think about this one, Mo? I know you've got some 550s.
Off the bat, I like the look of it. It is very nice. But I do reckon that the regular white and grey 550s will eventually look like this, like the midsole. Yeah. I can tell straight away. The reason being is because Kim actually has the red version of the 550s in her size, and they were initially white, and I took them out. We took them out like 2 or 3 days ago out the box, and I was like, wait a minute, it's going to be yellow
Already?
Yeah, it's only been like, I'm going to say 2-3 months.
Wow.
And they've gone yellow already. So I'm thinking if you had the regular white and grey pair, it will eventually look like this. So for me, it's a leave it, bro.
Yes, proper like inoffensive pair, and it's nice, clean colorway, on trend and stuff. But it's not doing it for me, man. It's just a bit. I don't need it, so it's a leave it for me. Craig?
Yes, it's a definite leave it from me. I like the neutral kind of tones on it, but I can just picture everyone buying it and dressing like a custard cream. So yeah, it's a definite leave it from me, man.
So true, man.
The only good thing about it is no one's going to bring a tea bag to it because it's already tea bag. But yeah. Number 3, very sought after Air Max, the Air Max 90 Bacons. Dean, Craig even, what do you think of this?
I get it. They're a nice pair. They look like they could be good if the materials are premium. It's been like, 15 or 16 years since it's dropped. So I understand that people are wanting to buy it for their collection if they did miss out when it dropped. So yeah, it's a leave it from me. I'm not really a Air Max 90 head too big. So yeah, it'll definitely be a leave it from me.
Do you guys know if this is still like a DQM official collab or is it just the colorway? Anyone know that?
I think it's colorway, man.
Yeah, I think it's just a
colorway. Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a little less special already. What do you think, Mo?
I like them. Obviously, they're super iconic for all the Air Max heads. Anyone that was a collector of this range, like the Huarache one and all the other variations of the bacon. But for me personally, I can leave it, bro. Not a massive Air Max 90 guy as well. Only certain pieces that I like, to be honest. So for me, yeah, I can easily move on from this one. Dean?
Yeah, it's pretty much same, man. Like I like Air Max 90 as a shape of like I've never like had any problems with it, but I don't buy them at the same time. It's nice that people who've been waiting for this a long time finally get it. I've seen some people like complaining about like, the shape's a bit off, or you can never please everyone. But yeah, it's nice to see it back, but it's an easy leave it for me. Just not interested in this sort of shoe.
Yeah, for me, it's I don't know. I'd say it's a take my dough because anytime shoes got pink hits, it kind of bangs on me. But same as Mo, I'm not the massive fan of 90s. Like I only have a couple when it's like certain ones. So it's one where I'll probably enter for it, but I won't break my back to get them and definitely not paying resale, anything like that. Anywho, number 4, we have another New Balance. It's the Kith times New Balance RC 1300s in the mauve colorway. If anyone's seen these, what do you think about them?
I'm gonna say I like them actually. They're a very, very nice shape, great silhouette.
I love
It's
that
two
silhouette.
colorways, right? Or is that just one shoe?
There's two different. Yeah.
If I was to choose between the two, it'd probably be the sort of grey bluey one, not the navy one. Yeah, only because it's more closer to a grey sort of colorway. For me, not the most popular silhouette that I would buy personally. I would definitely buy a 1500 over these, or a 991 all the way up to like a 993. For me, I would say I'd leave it, bro. I know it's a great Kith collab, but yeah, I think I'd leave this colorway, man.
You know what, Mo? The one that you're seeing is a different pair to the one I was talking about. Yeah, because those ones that you're talking about, I just realized what you're talking about. Those ones came out a while ago. This one has only been hinted at, and it's like a mauve colorway, and it has some more details compared to those ones are a bit basic. I think those ones were actually like a Kith store exclusive. I don't think they were actual collab. The ones that I saw, they've got like more details around the New Balance logo and stuff, sort of like Kith written around it and stuff.
When you say mauve as well, is it that sort
that
of
actual
brownie
color?
purple?
Yeah.
If you have a look at the link in the chat I just put in.
You see how it's got like the Kith written on the New Balance logo and stuff, and the Pegasus at the toe.
This is the one that you sent the other day as well.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah, these ones are better. I know. I just realized the ones you were talking about, and those ones are. I think they were just inline.
I was saying that I googled it, and all the ones that Mo was talking about came up. So I was like,
Yeah. This one was like a little leaked thing that came out recently.
I like the colorway. It is an improvement. The shape. I just don't think I'd mess with it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the shape as well. I don't like that kind of split in the middle of the sole.
Yeah, it's aggressive, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the jagged kind of teeth kind of look at the actual bottom of it. But in terms of the actual details, in terms of the Pegasus logo on the toe box, and like even the heel tab, and even like the logo on the actual tongue, those things are fire. I'm not really a big fan of the Kith like embossed part on the.
It seems to be the thing that he's doing now, because even those Air Max had the same embossed bit as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a little cheat code for him.
But the quality on them looks amazing as always. So yeah, it's not something that I would wear personally. But if it's kind of your silhouette and you like that style, it's definitely a nice color to have with good quality. So,
yeah. Fair enough. All right, guys. The last one is the Air Jordan 6 Cactus Jack in the British Khaki colorway. So more pockets hanging off your sixes. What are we saying about that? What about you, Craig? Go first.
Do you know what? I don't really like these at all. I don't think that because the inside kind of section at the top has got the zip on it, and then the outside's got the pocket on it. I'm not really a big fan of it. I kind of think that if people kind of like this colorway, they would kind of prefer the 2017 like wheat sixes or something that's like got a one
big time.
Yeah, something that's got one kind of natural tone to it, really. Like in terms of the ones that are going to release, do they glow in the dark, or is that?
Yeah, they must do.
Yeah. I think for people that have just bought everything that Travis has done, obviously they're going to want it to complete their collection. But yeah, it's kind of definitely not for me. I think anything that he drops, people will just buy. I mean, like he did a collab with McDonald's and things were selling out. So yeah, it's beyond anything I've ever seen in my life.
What was the cereal? Was it Reese's Pieces as well? We did, didn't it?
Yeah, Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. People reselling cereals and shit.
It's the posters in McDonald's, man. That was
like chicken nugget doormat or something. Oh, Jesus.
What do you think of these, Dean?
So I'm pretty much where Craig's at with it. Like, it's not as bad as some of his recent pairs he's done, but it's just not doing a lot for me. Like the shade on the brown, the khaki is a bit weird. Need to obviously see more pics. We'll see like video of the shoe, better quality stuff. But yeah, at the moment, it's a leave it for me. That pocket as well. It makes the shoe.
It would be good if it could come off, innit?
Yeah, it makes
it happy if you want it.
A lot clunkier. That's one thing I noticed about the first one he did. I actually prefer that first one color wise. That green shade I liked a lot better than this. But hard to say right now. For now, it's a leave it. But maybe when we see better pictures and if the qualities are A1, it might look a little bit better and stuff. So need to see. What about you, Ash?
Me personally, I actually, like Craig was saying, I think the Golden Harvest ones that came out before were a nicer pair in general, and they don't have the pocket and all that, so they're better. But I don't hate them, so it might be a pair to try and get just to see what they're like. But right now, just looking at them, I wouldn't be crying if I missed out on a pair. They're okay, but not the most amazing shoe I've seen. Has Mo said anything? What do you think, Mo?
For me, I'm very I'm on the fence about them. The pocket, I mean, that is clunky, yes. And then the other side, like the medial side with the zip, just makes it even clunkier, doesn't it? I'm very on the fence about I need to see more. I might have to watch a couple videos or see a couple reviews. Off the bat, it looks like it's hard to wear. Like it's hard to fit, hard to put some fits with it. I don't know, unless you're wearing short.
Just when I look down at that pocket, it just looks too wide to me. Whenever I put on those sixes, I love the colorway, but that bit bothers me a bit.
Yeah, out of the two, the green tier sixes for me it trumps this one. But I like this. Like I'll give it a chance. It's interesting. Is what I'll say. That's the good. That's a good word to use. They're interesting. So let me see a bit more on them. Let me see a couple of reviews, and then maybe I'll be able to give a definitive answer on that. Right, so that takes us to the end of the podcast. We're about ready to close out episode 7 of Half Size Up. As always, it's been dope chopping it up with you boys. Next week, we have another special guest on HSU. He's got a pair of Air Jordan 1 lows that you don't have. He's been collecting longer than you have, and his off-white collection is bigger than yours. So tune in next week to find out who that is. In the meantime, boys, do we have any shout-outs or honorable mentions? Dean, let's go to you first.
Yeah, just shout out Craig firstly for coming on and gracing us with your presence. This guy is genuinely like one of the biggest collectors and has got probably the most amazing Jordan brand collection. It's not just Jordan, but he's got just incredible pairs. And if you ever want to learn about Michael Jordan or you want to learn about the history of that, this guy will educate you, no problem. But outside of that, just the usual listeners. Thank you guys for checking in again, and hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I think this is going to be quite a long one, looking at the time right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and it's not too long for you.
Ash, over to you.
Yeah, same. Shout out to Craig. Me and Craig chat all the time on DMs. It's normally banter. Normally you send me a message and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, what's this guy said to me now? It's going to be something to make me laugh or to piss me off.
Yeah, it's usually a reel to when
exactly. He's a big fan of reels. Check that out on his page. He's going to be posting soon. But yeah, shout out to him for coming on. It's been a really good episode. I've really enjoyed hearing all the chats and all that. Shout out to the wifey as always, and shout out to all the people that have been watching it, listen to the podcast. It's always good hearing people like listening to it on their way to work and stuff. Looking forward to it on a Monday. So that's dope. Shout out to you guys.
Wicked. Yeah, and from me, again, shout out to the broski MC icon from back in the day, Craig D. I don't know if anyone knows, but obviously me and Craig have, I don't know, our friendship has been, it's been over a very long time.
Since we was about 6 years old, we've known each other.
Yeah, so what's that? Nearly basically 30 years. Who can say we've still got friends from primary school, even like close to reception, even. Massive shout out to you. Always good chopping it up with you. You've always got wicked stories. So if anyone wants to get in Craig's DMs and find out more about the Jordan history, about his personal collection, shout him out at CDDean84. But yeah, massive shout out to you.
Thank you guys for having me on. Definitely, it's been interesting to talk to you guys. Obviously, I talk to you a lot, but in terms of actual shout outs, so just give a shout out to my mum, my dad, obviously for starting my collection going. My wife for putting up with me, like hoarding loads of like basketball jerseys and taking her around the world to go and watch basketball games and things like that. And obviously for all of yous just being genuine sneaker collectors and not just following all the hype. Yeah, I think that means more to the culture than anything. So yeah, that's something to shout out. Shout out to Jigger Jason as well. He's been collecting more or less the same time as me. So it's always good to still be in the game, even though we kind of dip in and out as and when. Yeah, it's still something that gives us a bit of intrigue, really. So yeah, no, thank you guys.
Brilliant, man. You said it right, man. And shout out to the local and global audience that's been tuning in, week out. A big shout out to you lot. Also, Half Size Up was brought to you today by the Pink Miracle Sneaker Cleaner, the original shoe cleaner since 1985. Use our code HalfSizeUp15 for 15% off your purchase online. Don't forget, we're a weekly podcast and you can follow us on Instagram at HalfSizeUpPod. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, many more, plus YouTube. You can catch Craig on his Instagram via @CDDean84. We want to say a big thanks from the entire HSU team. I've been Merkel Moman with my co-host Dean Still.
Have a great week, guys.
Ash Bash.
Good to see you people.
And featuring our boy Craig Dean, aka CDDean84.
Yep, so make sure you're using your money well.
See you next week. We are outie. Yo, we are bang on.
That is crazy, bro.
Damn.
That just feels like we've been speaking for about half an hour.